Drag with Remedy.
Ballyhoo and welcome. The Passion Project continues. My name is Remedy Robinson, and this is an appreciation. This is an exploration of linguistics, language, and how to write a specific protest song for the ages, as framed by the peerless poetry of the modern-day master, Elvis Costello. Today's slow drag is with The River in Reverse, the only song with a solo writing credit from the collaboration with Allen Toussaint on the album of the same name, The River in Reverse, released in 2006. The songwriting, as mentioned, is credited solely to Elvis Costello. Released roughly 8 short months after the devastating Katrina and Rita hurricanes along the Gulf Coast and New Orleans, the entire album is a tribute to the people of the area, to the calm genius of Allen Toussaint, as well as a testament to Mr. Costello's innate grit and compassion. And much like good protest songs, it rightfully stings in the moment and then continues to reverberate as time, tide, and human frailty continue to wait for no one. How long does a promise last? How long can a lie be told? What would I take in exchange for my soul? Would I notice when it was sold? Right from the start, we're able to place where this piece's heart belongs. The rhyme scheme reflects the American Southern accent well. Notice how told and sold rhyme in the second and fourth lines. Notice also that told and soul rhyme when pronounced in a Southern accent, going one step further as it creates a homophone with soul and sold, soul and soul. In the third and fourth line, would I notice when it was sold? Promises and lies live in the same universe. Promises are easy to make, too easy, and of course they are much harder to keep. In this light, it seems exponentially more difficult to calculate a promise's longevity. Then again, lies can go on for as long as our conscience dictates, so why not a promise? So does one question answer the other, or is everything brought into doubt, both lies and promises? It's the thrill of the imponderables that keep the world afloat, especially when faced with such a heady question of what would you exchange a soul for, and pointedly, would you ever notice if it had been sold? Wake me up, wake me up, wake me up with a slap or a kiss. There must be something better than this, 'cause I don't see how it could get much worse. What do you have to do to send the river in reverse? Do something, the narrator implores, gentle, swift, or bordering on the brutal, anything to shake up what sounds like a dull thudding sound of oppression. A slap and a kiss are as polar as better and worse. There's a sense of true despair embedded in this chorus, yet not one of hopelessness. As he proposes solutions, he points out the need for change. And really, what's the point of complaining about something if we're not prepared to do something about it to make it change? Every man a crawling kingsnake, every girl a half a heartbreak, every woman sold into shame to any son without a name. Are your arms too weak to lift another shovel on the graveyard shift? Here comes the flood if you catch my drift, where the things that they promised are not a gift. If a man falls through the mirror of a lake, they fish him out quick and they call him a fake. Give him all the temptations he can take, tie him up high till his bones break. These 3 4-line verses flow together harmoniously and cannot soon be stemmed, it seems, much like the river the narrator wants to send in reverse. The first and second verses move swiftly with an AABB rhyme structure, while the third verse relies on a baffled, babbling brook sounding AA structure to bring the sentiment to a close. What takes place in between these rhymes is, of course, where the genius is found, specific yet universal, pointed yet somehow restrained, poetic, unflattering, and desperate. Wake me up, wake me up, wake me up with a slap or a kiss. There must be something better than this, 'cause I don't see how it could get much worse. What do we have to do to send the river in reverse? And his 2020 acoustic back porch version for the Presentation Hall Foundation perhaps is not to wake the neighbors. Mr. Costello chose to quietly, barely above a whisper, ask to be woken up. Interestingly, this could be the kiss version as opposed to the slap version of the finished piece. Even when times seem tough, as in, I don't see how it could get much worse, there always seems to be a bright side hidden among the rubbles strewn about in Mr. Costello's work. I thought I heard somebody laugh. Look out your window. They're chasing shadows in the dark. They're counting widows. I felt a sliver of glass, saw a cross of splinters. I felt the truce of spring dig me out of the trench of winter. Windows and widows, splinters and winters, with rhyming pairs found only on the second and fourth lines in each of these 2 verses. The piece descends deeper into the horror of the truth scene around our narrator. These 2 verses take on a desperate tone, fixating on the rare first-person pronoun instead of a more observational and distanced language found in many other of Mr. Costello's pieces. This narrator, it seems, has plunked himself right down in the heartbreak in order to truly feel the depths of the destruction all around. So count your blessings when they ask permission to govern with money and superstition. They tell you it's all for your own protection till you fear your own reflection. But the times are passing from illumination like bodies falling from a constellation. An uncivil war divides the nation. So erase the tape on that final ape running down creation, running down creation. Shifting back to the more comfortable second-person point of view, this last verse, 9 lines in total, relies on the end rhyme brought about by derivational morphology to complement other ending nouns. For example, nouns such as superstition, constellation, and nation are sprinkled throughout with verbs and adjectives that have gone through what is known as nominalization. Words such as protect becomes protection, reflect becomes reflection, and illuminate becomes illumination. It doesn't take away from the impact of the meaning, however. On the contrary, it suggests that fewer distractions are needed in such a dire time. Express yourself and hope even the basest of the base understand the sentiment. Wake me up, wake me up, wake me up with a slap or a kiss. There must be something better than this, 'cause I don't see how it can get much worse. What do you have to do to send the river in reverse? Dig it. Again, this has been a slow drag with The River in Reverse from 2006 album of the same name. I can't imagine placing any sort of interpretation on individual turns of phrases, such as the choice of a kingsnake or the futility of chasing shadows in the dark. It's a protest song. It's a work of angst and frustration that means something very specific to anyone who is listening. The choices made for one event can carry over onto many more unfortunate situations, which this piece does, keeping it fresh and alive and worthy of its own slow drag. And that's it for today's slow drag, my friend. Thank you for listening. This is the only piece from the River in Reverse I can currently do a slow drag with, given the parameters of this passion project to highlight solo writing credits first. But there is always your favorite Elvis Costello piece that you can revisit in one of the 90 plus slow drags that are available so far. Remember, you can find me on social media in all the usual places. I follow back. Just search for my name, Remedy Robinson, or the name of my podcast, Slow Drag with Remedy. Also, please visit slowdragwithremedy.com for companion blogs, transcripts, and other useful information. And as always, thank you so much for helping to get the word out about this little passion project. Truly, it means the world. So, until next time, adieu, my little ballyhoo.
Slow drag with Remedy.